Hello everyone. It is paramount to know that safety takes a vital role in our day-to-day activities. And today we're going to be looking at the topic that says the state of federal roads in states across Nigeria. We are talking about state of federal roads. I mean the situation, the conditions of federal roads in states across the country. And so, to do justice to this topic is the Lagos State Sector Commander, who is right here with me. Good to meet you, sir. Please, can you introduce yourself to the general public?
My sincere pleasure. I am a Corps Commander KEHINDE, G. HAMZAT, G for Ganiyu, HAMZAT. That's my surname. I'm the Lagos State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps.
Nice having you on this show today. And we are looking at the topic that says the state of federal roads in all states across the country, which I believe is one of your primary assignments as the sector commander in the Department of Federal Road Safety. So we are looking at salvaging all the risk involved in terms of the road, the hazard, and the effect on our economy, as well as mitigating the risk of the environmental pollution. So, looking at all these issues, we believe you can do justice to throwing more light into what the general public needs to do as regards safety. But before we go into the deep dive into this topic, we'd like to go on a short break. When we are back, we'll be going into it proper. Don't go nowhere, stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Lagos Transportation Agenda, and my name is Emmanuel Aransiola. And today, our guest that is doing justice to this topic I told you about, the state of federal roads in all states across the country, is in person of this Corps Commander KEHINDE HAMZAT. Good to have you on the show, sir.
My sincere pleasure.
I would like to start by asking some of the challenges we have on the federal roads. But before I start dipping into that, I would like you to clarify the general public on what are the differences between the state roads and federal roads, because a lot of people mix them up. Can you just throw more light into what are the differences? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's a matter of nomenclature, giving names to road. People are looking at Federal Road Safety Corps as being interested in only federal roads.
Okay.
That's a misconception. The act establishing the Federal Road Safety Corps gave us the right and authority over every public roads. Now, because safety is everybody's responsibility, will make us very, very effective, then we decide to go into the UN action that gives us the authority to introduce the state traffic management agencies.
Okay.
Like LASMA, TRACE, and the likes. Establishing them will help to do more of traffic management within the metropolis. Okay. But that is not enough to say that if we have problems along this metropolis, in terms of road traffic crash, for example, because it's a state road, because it's a metropolitan road, that our men cannot go there to carry out rescue. Everyone is a safety officer, especially when you know exactly what to do. So creation of state traffic agency actually limit us to the federal roads per se. There are times we have something doing, even on the federal road, we invite the state traffic agencies. All we are doing is ensuring traffic management. Now, having being a sector commander in Lagos, let me be using LASMA as a state agency in Lagos as my pilot scheme. We relate together. It might interest you to know that the very first GM of LASMA was a road safety officer, because he is of blessed, is dead now, of blessed memory. Okay. So we have nothing to contend or contest other than ensure safety of lives and properties. So if you talk of federal roads, if you talk of even express, so far, according to the dictates of Nigeria, whatever, it is the Lagos-Ibadan Express that is the only express in Nigeria, the A1 road. Every other ones are just highways. Yes, by definition, they are highways. That notwithstanding, what we are looking at is to ensure that a road is motorable. Because if you look at UN Decade of Action, there are some pillars that should be taken into consideration. The second pillar is talking of safer road plus mobility. Okay. The kind of road to be built is what we should be looking at, rather than polarizing or putting in dichotomy the idea of which is federal road, which is safe, state road. There is that misconception that Federal Road Safety Corps is limited to federal roads.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that enlightenment. And I want to believe everyone has gotten the knowledge now that the FRSC covers both state and federal roads, because the belief of the masses is that since it is federal, Federal Road Safety Corps, so they believe it's federal roads FRSC is taking charge of, but you've thrown light into it now. Now that brings me to the fact that these federal roads and even some of the state roads have some challenges. So can you give us what are the situations like? You made mention of something along Kara, Magboro area. Now, can you just tell us in one word the situation of federal roads across the country?
You see, federal road is like every other road. If you want to differentiate between different road categories, you can be talking of highways, expressway, because there are some conditions that not all highways can be expressways.
Sure.
But an expressway can be a highway. The different for an expressway is it has its own rigid rule. The kind of turning you see at Opic turning is uncalled for. And an expressway. It's just because the metropolis has come into the express. Many a times express is not within the town. So the conditions to be fulfilled is not actually possible, or very possible, because of the persons and vehicles. We are supposed to have interchanges and underpasses when you are referring to an expressway. So, but the various U-turns we have now are temporary. For example, the U-turn we had at Warewa had been closed. That is in Ogun State. The one we had at Asheshi had been closed. But we still have one at Nasfat. We still have another one at Kapaksi. These are temporary turnings to make the movement of road users slightly easy. Otherwise, by the time the road is completed, because they are still working at it, not minding the fact that it looks completed, there are still interchanges and underpasses that will still be included in the construction, such that all U-turns will be closed. Just to make mention of Kara Kara is not a problem. It is the use of that road that is the problem.
Oh, okay.
Now, you look at left and right of Kara, all the right of ways have been encroached. You see people having trading activities. You see motorists turning that place to temporary garages, which is not supposed to be. And on that same Kara, I appreciate the federal government for trying to go into it. The issue of expansion joints that was faulty, they're already fixing it. It remains about the last one, which is on the same Kara bridge we're talking about.
Fantastic.
So all these things are some of the things that causes road traffic crashes. People coming from a gas station and trying to enter the express immediately and making a U-turn definitely is hazardous. There are a lot of near misses in terms of crashes that only God has been saving us. Some people are trying to dodge some portion of the bad portion of the expansion joint on the Kara Bridge, for example. In an attempt to dodge, they hit some other vehicle. These are some of the small crashes that we see or experience. So, but the federal government Ministry of Works, Federal Ministry of Works, is holding the bull by the horn. But I want to encourage the state government, Ogun and Lagos, to ensure, in alliance with security and safety agencies, to ensure that all those encroaching the right of way are removed. Even after fixing the joint, they should be removed. And if that U-turn will still be there, around that area, the road should be slightly expanded by one more lane, such that there could be seamless movement from those making U-turn and those going straight.
So thank you very much for that wonderful explanation. But we'll go on a quick break now. When we come back, we'll be taking a critical look at some of those issues concerning our road, as well as the safety precautions to take. Don't go nowhere.
Welcome on board the newly retrofitted light ferry, where innovation meets comfort on water. As you step onto our state-of-the-art vessel, you'll notice the modern design and enhanced facilities that prioritize your safety and enjoyment. Our retrofitting process has not only upgraded the aesthetics, but also improved the performances of the boat, ensuring a smoother and faster journey across the beautiful Lagos waterways. Feel free to explore the spacious sitting areas equipped with comfortable amenities such as life jackets for all passengers, a first aid box, fire extinguisher, all for a relaxing ride. Our knowledgeable crew is here to assist you, making your journey as enjoyable as possible. Join us as we set sail towards a more efficient and eco-friendly future, embracing technology while celebrating the vibrant culture of Lagos. Thank you for choosing Light Ferry, where every ride is a memorable adventure.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Lagos Transportation Agenda, and here with me is our guest, Corps Commander KEHINDE HAMZAT, and he has been shedding more light into our topic for today, which says the situation of our federal roads in all states across Nigeria. And I would like us to get to know, sir, can you tell us what are the situations, like the conditions of some of these federal roads, so to say? Because when you were talking about some of the issues coming up on the road, you made mention of the completion of the Kara. Now, the joining, I don't know, expansion joints. So there are some other issues on the road, maybe like potholes and then bad roads in general. Can you tell us what are the causes of these bad roads?
Okay, thank you. Let me appreciate the present government. We may not have seen that they are doing much, but the truth is some of the road users have been lackadaisical over some things. I will explain. They've just finished refurbishing the Lagos-Ibadan, especially the surface.
Okay.
But you still see some areas having some sprawlings and spallings, that is, caving in on even surface when you move, even now, despite the fact that it has not taken too long when the road has been constructed. That road was built for certain tonnage of vehicles. Probably the inability to use the way bridges is causing some of these problems. Because when you build a 40 tonnage kind of road and you see a vehicle of 60, 80 tons plying the same road, of course, the road will give way in no time. But if there is this issue of a toll gate where we have way bridges, that you need to weigh the weight of your vehicle before embarking on your journey. And if you overweigh, there's a detour that you will use not to go on that same road, and you will be penalized because it is expected that you weigh and don't go beyond the prescribed weight of the road. So some of these things are things destroying our road. And you see some vehicles, burnt vehicles, people have not been held responsible. If out of carelessness, you got your vehicle burnt and it destroys certain parts as a portion of the road, you have to take care and responsibility of that. Because you must have succeeded in damaging that part of the road. That's damage to public properties or damage to public presence. Some people will ram into even the median and they will just leave without fixing it. These are some of the things damaging the road infrastructures. And these things are not just there. They are to protect vehicles swerving away, at least at certain level. But people have not been taken to books. They will do it and go as if nothing has happened. When you arrest somebody, present that person to the right authority, wouldn't know somehow, the person will be left off the hook. That portion of the road is not repaired. So there are a lot of activities happening on the road that is destroying the road. And the government has a role to play too. Any vehicle that has a problem should be treated as such. Okay, electric poles, road signs along the road, a vehicle will just ram into it and nothing happens. And that is supposed to be a guide. So all these things are things destroying roads. If you want to look generally, our first priority in our strategic goal, that's FRSC goal for the year. The very first one is to see how we can reduce the road traffic crashes and its attendance fatality by 10%. So if we look at reducing it by 10%, there are things that must be considered. I have told you one of the pillars. There are 5 pillars.
Okay.
That is, if we have our way, we are looking at forgiving road that can take care of human inadequacies. The very first one is road safety management. Road safety management. What do you mean? Put in adequate laws and legislation that will take care of the road users and, of course, the facilities in the road.
Okay.
Part of it is ensuring that we have, which we have done in some states, ensuring that every state have their own state traffic agencies. When you put in some of these laws, road users will understand the right of pedestrians, the right of cyclists, the right of motorcyclists, the right of motorists. All this will be considered. When you look at road safety management, then that is the first pillar of having a zero death activity. That's a forgiving road. Then you talk of safer road and mobility, which I have mentioned. Some of these roads should have necessary rail guards. Some of these roads should be built such that it will have reflective properties even at night, that will take care of the shortcomings of human being, because human error carries over 80% of the cause of road traffic crashes.
Okay.
So to take care of some of the excesses of men, we talk of these 5 pillars. So when you talk of safer road, the safer road should take care of all road users, pedestrians, motorcyclists, cyclists, and everything. Okay. When you take care of that, then you talk of the vehicle being used on the road, a safer vehicle. We should learn to build vehicles that are intelligent vehicles. When we talk of intelligent vehicles, there are some vehicles now that comes into this country. When there's somebody at the side of the vehicle, even without you looking at the side mirror, there will be a beep, even on the side glass, the side mirror, indicating that there's an obstruction, either to the right or to the left. These are some of the things that have been implanted. Some vehicles, when they are encroaching or when they are approaching a vehicle, some have automatic brakes that will brake on their own because you are approaching an object. And when you are reversing, some have same. And some have this alarm that will alert you that you are getting closer to objects, obstacles or whatever. So these are the kind of intelligent vehicles that are built that will communicate with the driver and that will give information about the vehicle. That is safer vehicle. That's the third pillar. Then the fourth one is safer road user. That's the fourth pillar. The road user themselves, how knowledgeable are they concerning their road regulations, road signs and markings? How knowledgeable? How many of them actually attended a standard regulated driving school? How many of them actually procured their driver's license legitimately? These are issues. And some people will even go without meeting a standard driving school and get fake driver's license. But operating a vehicle with false documents is a violation. Some underage drivers are driving. You see some trucks. Anyone driving a commercial vehicle should not be less than 26 years of age. So most people that are not up to that age, you see that they are driving illegitimately without a driver's license. And if they have a driver's license, probably it's not for the class of vehicle. Because you need a Class E license to drive a commercial vehicle. Somebody holding a Class B and C and driving articulated vehicle, you say he has a driver's license. Is it meant for that class of vehicle? Maneuvering a lorry, maneuvering a lorry, and of course cars. It's not the same thing as maneuvering a trailer. These are different categories of vehicle that are different categories of licenses. So road users themselves, pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, should respect the law concerning their authorities and the things they have. And of course, they should respect the road administrators. Then the last but not the least, if you have put all these things into place and there is still crash, how close are the medical facilities to the road, post-crash care?
Post-crash.
Yes. How ready are we to get to the crash scene? For rescue operations. Even if we rescue the victim, do we have the golden hour to keep? How have we taken these crash victims to the hospital to make sure that they don't die? Because we are looking at zero fatality. That's the target. Even if one is injured, it will not die. So when you look at these 5 pillars, if we really monitor and study them very well, you discover that road traffic crash and its attendant fatality will be taken to the barest minimum.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. And we want to appreciate your explanation and how you have thrown much light into this topic that says the state of federal roads across the country. And I want to believe the viewers have been able to learn one or two things from the reason why our roads are bad, both the state roads, the federal roads, and what we need to do. Like he said, there are no really bad roads, but we have bad drivers, bad road users, and we all need to work on this because it's a matter of safety, and safety is everybody's responsibility, according to our guest today in person of Corps Commander KEHINDE HAMZAT. Thank you very much for having us and for your time. I want to believe when next we need your attention, you grant us, and everybody viewing this now being able to pick one or two things from the sector commander of the FRSC on what safety is all about and how we can maintain our road. So with this, we have come to the end of this episode, and safety for one is safety for all, and safety is all our responsibility. So let's make sure we maintain our road both the state road, the federal, even our local governments, our road within our locality. It is everybody's responsibility. And this is Lagos Transportation Agenda. And my name is Emmanuel Aransiola. I'll see you in our next episode. Till then, stay blessed. Bye.